everybody. Welcome back to Scantily Clad in the Kitchen. My name is Diva LaVida, and I am here today with my very special guest,
Dimple Duchess.
Hi, Queen.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you're here today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Please tell us what will we be cooking today?
We will be cooking or baking Peach Cobbler.
Ooh.
Which is so tasty and easy to make. You can do it within an hour. Good to go.
This sounds like a very fancy dessert. I'm a little bit nervous about a cobbler situation. So where do we begin?
You start by melting your butter in the oven.
Okay.
So that the pan basically has a nice puddle of butter, because you'll make your batter and drop it in. So you have all that done. It's multitasking.
Okay.
Elevated baking.
Excellent. Our oven is already preheating at what temperature?
350.
Nice, low.
Yeah, pretty
yummy heat. So then what, do we just plop butter in this pan?
Yeah, we'll start at it. So you got your butter. It's going to take, for an average batch, it's 6 tablespoons of butter. So if you're going to do, you're like, that's a lot of butter.
Feels like a lot of butter.
It's going to look like a lot of butter when it melts, and you're like, oh, but it's peach cobbler. It's from the South. We like butter.
Oh.
So you're just going to take it doesn't matter if you get it right out of the fridge.
Okay.
Because you're melting it right from the oven, so there's no issue about that.
So we didn't need to soften it ahead of time or anything?
No, because that's what I love about peach cobbler. I don't have to wait for my butter to soften. I don't have to have it at room temperature. You're just good to go. So,
do you have any suggestions for what to do with the extra 2 tablespoons that we're removing from the stick?
Nope.
Save it for later. Whatevs. And put that on a popcorn.
And then you're good to go. And you can just plop it in.
If I were to put in too much butter, would that upset a ratio somewhere else?
I just find that once you have it baked and you pull it out of the oven, you have kind of this like bubbling butter on top.
Oh.
Like it kind of makes it more soaked in.
Okay.
Rather than a nice even consistency of pastry and fluffiness.
Okay.
It gets a little too soggy.
Oh, all right.
So yeah.
We don't want a soggy cobbler. No.
No, we don't.
Not today.
Okay, so we pop it into oven.
Excellent.
I'm just gonna do that.
Okay, so the butter in the oven, slowly melting away.
Slowly melting away.
Or very quickly melting away. I don't know how butter works.
Usually by the time I'm done incorporating all the ingredients together for the batter, it's all melted, so we can take it out of the oven. We'll get there.
Okay. I'm getting cart before the horse.
So you're going to mix all your dry ingredients together. So that's going to be your self-rising flour and the sugar. It's a very simple recipe.
I love it.
So you got this puppy.
Now, self-rising flour is different from all-purpose flour, right?
Correct. So a lot of baking recipes, when it has just all-purpose flour, it'll call for baking powder. That's so that the pastry will rise and gets fluffy, but with self-rising flour, it takes care of the job for you. Oh. So you don't have to worry about grabbing a 5th little can of baking powder like I do.
That one sad can of baking powder has been in my kitchen for a long time.
Well, I always forget that I have them.
Yeah.
So if you open up my cupboard, I have like 5 different brands.
And they're all still good. They never go bad, right?
I don't think they go bad. Yeah. Well, I haven't had problems.
We've got the self-rising kind today.
Self-rising.
So suck on that baking powder.
Suck on that. So the easy part about this recipe is that it's all pretty even. So it's 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 cup of milk.
Oh, easy peasy.
And if you want to double it, you double it. If you want to go up half, you go up a half. It's so easy. Everything. I'm not a math person, so it helps me.
All right.
Okay. I'm just going to grab this spoon and spoon it in because
flour really does get everywhere.
Knowing me, if I just try to get it in, it's just going to go and ruin your very pretty stovetop.
We've ruined this stovetop several times already. Don't worry about it. It can handle it.
Okay.
Can I help at all? Is there?
I think...
I'll hang on to that.
Hang on. You got it. Okay. See?
Yep. No, it's fine. That's
so
fine.
bad.
It's the nature of baking. If the Hallmark movies are to be believed, I mean, the flour's just gonna end up all over the place.
I'm so bad at this.
Pish
Oh my
posh.
God. Yeah, see it.
If this were a rom-com, this would turn into like a playful food fight of some kind.
I've definitely used my baking skills for that.
Yes?
Yes! I love making like cupcakes and
Mm-hmm.
sugar cookies and all sorts of things. So I once had a. You're like, what do I do?
I don't know what to do.
I once used my lovely baking skills to lure a very suspecting boy. He was happy to come over. And we got into a frosting fight when decorating them. It was really fun. Oh, my youth. Okay, so sugar, granulated sugar.
Is there other kinds of sugar?
Powder sugar? Confectionery sugar?
Okay, yes, many kinds of sugar. I was not aware.
It's like, what other kind? Brown sugar?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's where my knowledge stops. So I'm sorry.
That's more sugars than I could name in the moment. So
Okay. Pouring it in.
sugar is slightly less unruly.
Yeah.
That looks like a lot.
So
It's not. It's but it looks like a lot.
looks like a lot, but it not.
Woo! I gotta remind myself. This is a whole cobbler. This is like
The whole thing.
it's a whole thing.
feeds multiple people.
Yes.
So, or if you're just yourself, if you're
Live your best life.
feeling frisky.
Yeah.
So you'll just incorporate it. You don't want your flour to be clumpy. You don't want, you just kind of want it
Just
together.
evenly mixed.
Yeah, because then when you pour in the milk,
Mm-hmm.
it can create more clumps and that sort of business.
That's 2 ingredients so far. I'm down. I'm so in. Yes.
So then the milk. Okay. Got this.
Now I happen to have whole milk here today. Would it matter if I used a different kind of milk?
I usually only do whole milk,
Yeah.
so I don't want to speak incorrectly. I would say like skim would be fine. I wonder. I don't know how like almond milk
Yeah.
or like soy milk for people that are dairy free.
Mm-hmm.
I've done gluten-free cobbler.
Oh.
And that turned out pretty great.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've done dairy free.
Well,
so.
we are about to put this in a pool of butter, so sorry, vegans, maybe not for you.
True.
Ugh.
So, as you're slowly pouring it in, you want to whisk at the same time.
Okay. I'm just gonna hold this bowl for no reason.
Here, you can pour it in and I'll whisk.
Oh! Wow.
Teamwork.
This
makes
is so
the dream
fancy.
work.
Here we go.
So slowly, yep.
You tell me if I need to pour more or less or...
You're good.
Okay.
Good to go.
Phew. Wow, that was nerve-wracking. My nerves are racked.
Correct. So when it's a nice silky consistency and there's no clumps, that's usually as far as I go with the stirring.
Okay.
So
I have heard that, like, with muffins, it's important to not over-stir. Is that
Yeah.
a similar theory here?
No, with over stirring with other like baking, you just don't want to incorporate too much air into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just messes with the texture when it's done baking. But cobbler is just, again, so low maintenance. You can do just about anything and it won't mess up.
Okay.
So, unless you stick it in the oven for like an hour longer than you're supposed to, and then it's scorched.
Yep.
But, I mean, timers and things, technology.
It should be fine. It should be fine.
So there we go.
Okay. That's nice. It looks creamy. It's got some little bubbles.
Little bubbles.
Looks
Yeah. A lot of people will make their own like peach, like not like a concoction. Like it when people work with fruit and jam and they kind of make a syrupy kind of consistency with it over the stove and some heat.
Oh,
I don't do that 'cause
Not today.
I cut corners. No, Yeah. So all I will do is get, 2 little cans of peaches, plop it into the mix, and then we're done.
Do we plop this in now?
No. Well, first we pour the batter into the pool of butter.
Okay.
You don't mix. You don't even need to mix it in. I know.
Should we get it now? Is now a good time to get it?
Yeah, we can check to see if the butter has fully melted, and when it's fully melted, we'll pour it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the butter.
It ready. Okay. Perfect. Oh, bubbling.
Wow. This butter is sizzling.
It sizzles. It's kind of brown, but not too brown. And when you brown butter, it gets kind of more of like a nutty flavor to it as well. So I kind of like to let it sit a little like this.
Oh,
so it's good.
Give it a moment.
So now we're ready to just pour the batter straight into the little pool of butter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's pretty simple.
It looks decadent. It smells decadent already. Just like
It's the butter.
the wafting of that butter, just the warm butter.
Yes.
This is incredible. Okay, so
So-
we've just poured that in.
When I first learned of the recipe, it took a lot not to just want to mix it up with the butter because
really want to.
you feel like
I should.
ingredients coming together they need to be mixed, but no, you just let them cohabitate together.
Okay.
Next is basically we're just gonna spoon in the peaches. You're just gonna space them around evenly across, and then sprinkle the cinnamon.
Cool.
Okay, so because with can you kind of they sit in the juice, so I kind of use like a strainer of sorts to just kind of get that out.
So we don't want too juicy the peaches.
Yeah, you don't want to incorporate the juice itself because then it would add more liquid and then create it be a little more too soggy. You just want the peaches themselves.
Oh my goodness.
It drops right in.
So juicy. Now, do we prefer the canned peaches for convenience? Could people use fresh fruits?
Yeah, I do it for convenience mostly. Time, convenience. And you're not adding too much time by using fresh peaches. You're just cutting them up, and then you'll have like one of the small sauce pots, and that's where you add like sugar and stuff over heat to kind of make it gel together, and it's like a nice jammy peach concoction. Concoction? Is that the dick joke?
Yes!
Yes! I made it happen. Okay. So we're gonna spoon in the peaches. Oh God.
Watch that slip.
Should I take this thing off? I'm worried.
I would never discourage you from disrobing on this show, but it's to your preference.
Okay, and however many peaches you want to add is also preference. I kind of just I envision wherever someone wants to take a bite, I want some peach in there. Ooh. So I'm kind of on the heavy side of peach heavy. I'm peach heavy.
I love it. Now you made a point of bringing this fabulous glass vessel for us to bake in today. Do you think a glass pan is important to this recipe?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Because I've used the disposable tinfoil pans that you can buy in those the Tupperware aisles or whatever, and that works just fine. It's just my personal preference. Everything's my personal preference.
I'm starting to get that vibe from Cobbler in general. Just
it's all about you.
Yeah.
It caters to you entirely. It cares about you.
This is a quality dessert, you guys. Oh my goodness.
So I think I'm gonna add a little one over here.
And if someone were not a super fan of peaches and wanted to use a different fruit, is that?
Yes, I've done fruit medleys.
Ooh.
I've done blackberries and raspberries and blueberries together, or on their own. Cherries. Honestly, cobbler is basically the less refined pie. So you can do it with any fruit, and it's delicious. I prefer it over pie. So
I mean, I'm already pretty delighted, and I haven't even been able to taste it yet.
At this point, we're just going to sprinkle on the cinnamon, and then we pop it in the oven.
Wow.
Usually it takes about 45 minutes for this size of a batch, but I'll check up on it at the 40-minute mark to see if maybe it might need a little longer.
Because every oven is different. You never know.
Yep, exactly. And the dish does kind of impact that as well. That's about the only thing it does impact.
Okay.
But beyond that.
How much cinnamon is enough? Too much?
To preference. Everything is to preference.
I love it.
I don't do way too much. I would say I'm kind of in the medium realm of however much cinnamon you use. So
we're just doing like a good old ground cinnamon from a spice aisle.
Yeah, name brand or store brand, whatever you want.
If people are very ambitious and want to like, do people do that? Get the cinnamon sticks and then just like grate them? Is that a thing? Did I make that up?
I've never seen that, but
Not a thing. Don't worry about it.
Sure, it happens.
This is the most light, delicate dusting of cinnamon.
Yeah.
Just like.
You just want I want just a little kick.
Yeah.
I don't want it to taste like a Big Red. Just a little kick.
Okay.
So now we can just pop it in the oven now. Here we go.
Hey everyone, the cobbler is in the oven, and while we wait for it to finish baking, we have a very special treat brought to us by the Dimple Duchess. OMG, friends. The Dimple Duchess has absolutely outdone herself in this very limited time frame of creating this beautiful piece of artwork. It's so cute. It's so cute. The house smells amazing. The timer for the oven just went off, so it's time to eat some cobbler.
Perfect. It looks great. And it's done.
Oh man, it has come out. It is bubbling. It's bubbling. Piping hot.
This is what I was talking about with, like, if you use too much butter, it can kind of puddle at the top and it bubbles because of the heat. But this is a good amount. It's not a soggy amount. We're good. It's perfect.
Because it looks like a nice crispy golden top here. It smells absolutely incredible. It feels like a very like homey holiday wintertime fun treat.
Yep.
And I cannot wait. What's the best way to dive into this?
So before you dive in, you have to say it's cobbler time. Because I'm a nerd.
Really? Did not expect that. I thought it was going to be like another dusting of cinnamon or something. Nope.
It's cobbler time.
It's cobbling time.
Yep. Okay.
It's great.
So we can just dig in. We can get our little portions.
Okay.
With a scoop of ice cream.
Yay!
I'm gonna.
All right, this pan's still real hot, guys.
It just came out.
Be careful.
I prefer corner pieces.
Okay.
Do you want to try corner piece?
Okay.
I trust you, the cobbler connoisseur.
Don't even know yet. Look at that. It looks so fluffy.
Fluffy.
Oh, floof.
And then scoop of ice.
We've got our butter pecan ice cream.
Yes, butter pecan.
You were very specific that it had to be butter pecan ice cream.
It could be vanilla. It's just busy flavors can kind of disrupt the
we don't want to take away
the integrity of the yes. So a little dollop is usually good.
It's been in this hot kitchen with us.
There you go.
Nice. Okay. Well, okay, no, I cannot eat this by myself. We have to scoop up some for you.
Yes.
Why do you prefer the corner piece?
Crispier.
Aha!
That's all.
Cheers.
Gotta do a cheer. Ching.
Bing.
It's hot though.
That is fresh out of the oven. It's amazing. It's super sweet, but still very light. And of course that peach is like right there. I see what you mean now about that ice cream. It's gotta be a little bit more subtle to really let that cake shine. Wow, that's fantastic.
It's my favorite.
Now I'm getting those crispy bits on top.
Mm.
There's a really nice texture. I mean, this would be perfect. I'm flinging ice cream. I'm so excited. Just like next to the fireplace, snuggling up with your person or your animal, or your persons and your animal.
Your boo things.
Yeah.
Fur otherwise.
Enjoying this delicious, delicious dessert on a cold night. I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Mm-hmm.
So, my friend, please tell us where may we find you on the various social medias, the interwebs, what have you.
You can find me on Instagram at the Dimple Duchess. Yeah, that's great.
Now you should go find her to see where to find her in the real world, to continue to see more of her incredible artwork.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for making this incredible dessert with me.
Thank you.
This is lovely. Friends, make sure you make this dessert sometime. Let us know how it goes for you, because this turned out great for us. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. It's cobbling time.